Hey, welcome to P&W Repair. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Andy. Our project for the day is installing a clutch master and slave cylinder kit with an extended throw for single mass flywheel converted G56 Cummins trucks. So it's going to be a how-to of sorts. If you're interested in that kind of thing, please stick around and we will get after it. Alrighty. So getting the push rod for that master cylinder out can be kind of a chore to get this plastic piece that retains it, because you got these four sides you got to compress. Comes out right here. Pinch them down with some pliers. Usually hose pliers are the best for something like that because they're round and will go around the whole surface. But after that's off, push rod's free, master's free. We have this connector. We'll go ahead and unplug with any luck. You're gonna have to get a flathead for that. You can unplug a connector on your own, right? So after that master cylinder is unbolted and the push rod's disconnected and the sensor on the master cylinder is unplugged, then as simple as coming out here, you got two 8mm bolts that hold the fluid reservoir right up to the firewall, just sheet metal screws. We'll knock those loose, finish threading them out. Ooh, and drop my socket. There's one. Set them up on the cowl. Hopefully not forget I put them there. Put that other screw up there. So at this point, fluid reservoir, master are both free. We will go down to the bottom at this point. I'm thinking, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I do believe they come out the top. We'll go down below, unbolt the slave from the transmission. I know there's probably a couple plastic clips that clip it onto the frame or the firewall or wherever. But after we get that done, we'll start feeding it up the firewall here, and the whole thing will come out as an assembly. Yeah, because I can't get it back far enough with how much slack's in that line to get it all the way through the firewall at the moment. So we'll go down below. It's quite a chore getting you guys the camera angle. I'll show you after we get it unbolted, but you're currently looking at the best view I could get of the slave cylinder on the side of the transmission. I do have an auxiliary cooler off the PTO cover on this driver's side, so it's pretty tight. Would be easier to access had that not been there, but that whole hindsight thing, I guess. And I'd rather my transmission not burn up, because I do mainly tow with this truck, so I prefer those temps to stay as cool as I possibly can. How much of a difference it makes, I'm not sure, because I didn't actually have a temp gauge on this transmission until I added this cooler when I put this transmission in here. But at this point, with the addition of this cooler, anything I've pulled since this transmission's been in there, I've never seen the temperatures get above, I want to say, about 180 degrees, which, for anyone that knows what they're talking about, it's, in theory, you do not want your transmission temperatures exceeding your engine coolant temperatures. So if your engine's going to run 200 degrees, you should not, in theory, ever see that transmission get over 200 degrees, or it's too hot. And it's, I mean, that's said for as far as automatics go. Way I look at it, it's no different with a manual transmission. You don't want that gear oil boiling or whatever fluid you have in there. The hotter it gets, the thinner the oil gets, and the worse job it's going to do at actually lubricating. So I'd rather spend the extra couple $100 on a cooler or whatever and try to take care of my investment. But that's, you know, up to your discretion. I can give you my opinion because this is my channel. And if you don't like it, f*** off. Oh, well, you're going to have to take my word for it that I got that out of there, because I'm not going to try to wedge this back in there. Stand by. For whatever reason, the rest of the footage for this video somehow got lost. You're not missing a whole lot. After I got the other nut off of that slave cylinder, just fed the slave up against the firewall and pulled everything out the top. The install is just the reverse of that. It's not terribly complicated. It's just nuts and bolts. It's kind of nice with these newer rigs. A lot of these setups come pre-bled. They already have brake fluid in them. You don't have to bleed them or anything. So, I mean, that's all there is to it. Appreciate you guys sticking around and watching. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't, go ahead and go f*** yourself. I don't care. I'll catch you guys on the next one.